In this video, we are working within MetaMask. This is a Polygon network within MetaMask. You can confirm that by checking up here and making sure you're on Polygon. You can see the Polygon symbol right up top here. Polygon is going to be in there, your POL is going to be in there by default. But to add the other tokens that are necessary, we're going to click on the plus sign. Under search, we're going to type in DAI. So we're going to have the DAI stablecoin, and we're going to import that. Now we're going to add our LGNS. You can see that's here. And we're going to import that. If you'd also like to add your LGNS, you're going to need the import token address that is provided, I believe, on the 90-day resource link and also within our group Telegram, or you can get it from your sponsor. So to do this, you're going to hit the plus sign, custom token this time, and then you're going to paste the contract address, hit next, and this will auto-populate for you. And now we're going to hit next and import. It's as simple as that.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a withdrawal. It's actually quite simple. So once you have your staking in there, you just click on unstake and you can withdraw any amount. I'm just going to do one for right now, just to give you the example. So you see we're at 204 right now of SLGNS. I'm going to click the unstake button and confirm it, and it will be there within a few seconds. It'll be confirmed and into my unstake balance. Here it is here. Now, what you do here is you click on the buy button at the top here. You click the arrows in the middle here to reverse it, click max, and then it will swap it out just like that. And then the DAI will end up in your wallet. So get that transaction to go. You'll see I got 172 in my wallet right now. And then it'll just add an extra $15 once it's done. There you go. So it's done. I can go to my wallet and I can show you that it is now in the wallet. You can see the amount of 186 that's right there. They're matching. Okay, so that is how simple it is to do a withdrawal in the Origin application.
Glad that you could join us. Of course, this is a private invitation-only call. They are held periodically. We don't have a schedule. So whenever we do have a call and you want to invite guests, you want to make sure you take advantage of that opportunity. Now, this call should not be rebroadcast. It should not be recorded or posted on social media at any time. So we certainly appreciate you honoring that. All right, so before I get started, I want to share with you our community value statement. We uphold the highest standards of privacy and integrity, extending invitations only to those who align with our values and our visions for lasting financial success. So we're all about honesty, transparency. We're about realness, ladies and gentlemen, and we're about financial wellness for the people that we partner up with. So over the next few minutes, we're going to talk with you about an innovative concept called Web3 staking. We're going to talk about something called decentralized finance. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a pen and a piece of paper because you're going to want to take notes and you'll be able to do your own research on some of the things we talk to you about. That's part of that learning curve you want to make sure that you go through, because the time that we live in now, it's not like our parents when they grew up. It's a whole new economy. We call it the new financial system. And this is exactly where the average person wants to be. So we're going to take our time to kind of break this down for you to help you understand. So we're talking about a way for you to generate income, ladies and gentlemen, to replace your job, to potentially generate enough money to cover your entire monthly budget. I'm going to talk about that toward the end of this overview, you absolutely want to stay on to the end so you can hear that information. So residual income without recruiting, in fact, you don't have to talk to anyone. This is not an MLM program. This is not some networking program. This is technology. We're going to show you how to tap into that to potentially improve your life. All right. So we're talking about a concept called staking. So staking is not new. It's been around as long as cryptocurrency has been around. And cryptocurrency was first released into the market in 2011. Some of you might be familiar with a company called Coinbase, because you could stake through Coinbase right now. The only problem is you're dealing with the middleman. And whenever you deal with the middleman, well, you come up short, right? So I'm going to play a little short video that Coinbase created, and then we're going to get started.
Did you know eligible Coinbase users can earn rewards by staking eligible assets? Staking is a process by which asset holders can earn rewards by helping verify transactions on a blockchain such as Ethereum, Solana, or Tezos. Rewards vary and are determined by the blockchain protocol, minus a Coinbase fee. Learn more about the benefits of staking on coinbase.com/earn. Start staking your eligible assets and earn rewards today.
All right.
In today's challenging financial...
All right, so that's staking. We know that's available through certain companies, but we want to avoid that middleman, and we want to go straight to the source, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to welcome all of you to Origin LGNS. This short video is going to kind of give you a little overview, a short introduction of what this is, but then we're going to break it down to make sure that you understand. Let's watch this video.
Financial landscape, expanding your income streams is crucial, and cryptocurrency offers a unique opportunity to do just that. The token LGNS, under the umbrella of Origin, is designed for ease of use, allowing you to start earning just 8 hours after joining. Led by a team of 6 international cryptocurrency experts, this initiative has a proven track record of success over many years. Origin features 137 smart contracts and has been audited twice and passed successfully to ensure security and reliability. Clear, straightforward, and standing out among the various cryptocurrency opportunities, it is unique and second to none. You can proudly share this opportunity with your family and friends. It's not just about making money on others, as you only start earning a bonus when they begin earning, a very fair and unique way of doing business. This opportunity is entirely passive. Take a vacation and return to see your token holdings grow thanks to payments received 3 times a day, every 8 hours. These payments are added to the previous balance and compounded in the next payment, over and over each 8 hours for the duration of your contract. Enjoy full control over your funds with the ability to withdraw any amount instantly, anytime you wish, for complete peace of mind. Bonds are a way to control the inflation and deflation of the LGNS token. You can purchase a variety of bonds and benefit in 2 ways. First is a discounted price of the token itself, and second is a higher ROI percentage for the duration of the 5-day maturity period. The bond rates are always changing due to supply and demand, and this creates a fun factor to keep on the lookout for the best rates for the most benefit. All done in the safety of your secure Web3 back office. Origin is a decentralized anonymous organization, DAO, and includes many innovations within the ecosystem, all in your Web3 state-of-the-art back office.
LGNS is traded on QuillSwap and is one of the top-performing tokens on the exchange.
The ROI remains consistent for all participants. You can also earn bonuses through many levels of sharing with others, and the user-friendly Web3 back office makes it easy to build and manage your business, making LGNS a compelling option for those looking to thrive financially and help others along the way.
The information provided here is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Participation in this crypto staking protocol involves risk. Cryptocurrency values can be volatile, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Staking rewards are not guaranteed and are subject to change based on network conditions, protocol parameters, and market fluctuations. This protocol does not constitute investment, financial, or tax, or legal advice, and we are not financial advisors. Users should conduct their own research and consult with a qualified advisor before participating. The protocol operates using smart contracts, which may carry technical risks. By using the service, you acknowledge that you understand and accept these risks. You are solely responsible for your funds and decisions. The developers and participants of this protocol are not liable for any losses, damages, or adverse outcomes resulting from the use of this protocol. Participation is strictly by invitation only, and posting on social media is prohibited. Always use caution and only stake what you can afford to lose. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and get into it. So first of all, what is staking, you might be asking? Well, I want you to imagine that you have some money, and instead of letting it sit in your wallet doing nothing, you put it in a type of a savings account where a bank rewards you with interest. Only thing, this is not a bank at all. This is cryptocurrency, and staking works in a similar fashion. So how does staking work? Well, you deposit your crypto. Your crypto helps secure a particular network. The blockchain network uses your staked crypto to validate transactions and to keep everything running smoothly. You get rewards in return for staking. The network rewards you with more cryptocurrency, just like earning interest in a bank. So how do you make money from staking? You earn new coins. The network regularly pays you a percentage of your staked crypto as a reward. And then there's compound growth. Your deposits grow even more over time. And there's price growth. If the value of the cryptocurrency increases, your stake assets and rewards also become more valuable. In a nutshell, staking is a great way to earn extra money with your crypto while doing nothing. Like a magic piggy bank that gives you more coins just for keeping them inside, but with access to your funds at all times. You can withdraw 10%, 100%, that's entirely up to you. It'll be in your wallet within seconds, so no lockdown period. All right, so I personally have been working online full-time for over 15 years. I've been working with crypto for at least 12 years. It has been phenomenal. And cryptocurrency is actually the new financial system. But a part of that is something known as decentralized finance. Decentralized finance is when you take the middleman out of the equation because you can use computer code that does everything for you. This is all part of the future that we all need to know about. Now, so here's what you need to understand. The initial project that occurred prior to the one that we're talking about right now has been running successful for over 4 years, ladies and gentlemen, without a company. No CEO, no headquarters, no administrator, nothing but computer code. And yet, as of today, the current platform that we're going to be talking with you about, which was launched on March the 7th, 2024, has a $140 million liquidity pool. That's where the rewards are paid out of. It has a $1 billion market cap. It has a trading volume of over $12 million every single day. And there are over 740,000 wallets that belong to individuals in this platform, connected to this platform, growing at a rate of over 10,000 per day. So this computer code is called a smart contract. It is verified, it is audited, and it is renounced, meaning that the developers cannot go in and change anything. It'll be around as long as Bitcoin and the internet exists. And when you stake and make a deposit into this protocol, you can withdraw your entire balance or any amount of it at any time, and it'll be in your wallet within seconds. Now, you can do all this without ever talking to one person, but should you decide to share it with others, there is an optional reward program and a bonus pool that you can participate in. So all this without any human control or intervention whatsoever. Ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly where you and I want to be. So a couple of terms you can look up is decentralized finance and smart contract. Write that down. All right, now here's the resource page. So first, you're going to see an overview video. You can take a screenshot here, or you can write that down, vimeo.com, and you can write down that ID number. If you're on the phone, write down 106-579-9445. And you can watch an overview of everything I'm going to talk with you about on that Vimeo channel. There's also a project information website with all types of third-party resources to make it easy for you to do your due diligence. You're simply going to go to plan2freedom.info. You're going to spell it out. plan2 freedom.info. You need to type in HTTPS. I'll give you just a moment to take a screenshot of those two resources. All right, very good. So now I'm going straight to the internet live right now. Stand by one moment while I change my screen. First thing I'm going to do is go to that information website that I told you about. That's plan2freedom.info. Hopefully you wrote that down. And you'll be able to see the name of the project. It is Origin LGNS. And there is a 50-minute full overview video that you can watch in the comfort of your home. So one of the things we don't do here, we don't pressure anybody, we don't chase anyone. Because once you decide to participate here and you make a deposit, no commissions are paid on that. Commissions are only paid when you earn money. Then the person who referred you, they earn money. So this is a little different from maybe something you have done in the past. Before we go forward, I want you to understand that this computer code or this smart contract has been audited by two global authoritative bodies, ladies and gentlemen. The first one is CertTech. CertTech did a full chain contract audit where they went through the computer code to make sure that everything was right. In addition to that, all of the accounts that hold money have been audited as well by a company called Armors. All right, so these are two authoritative bodies that do a full search through everything that you're about to see here to verify that it is real. All right, so that is one of the resources, but there are many others. Now, I mentioned to you earlier that these developers have a track record and a history, ladies and gentlemen. Created another smart contract that has been running for over 4 years. It's called Olympus, and you can see the acronym OHM. Now, this smart contract and this coin is on the Ethereum blockchain. So maybe you're familiar with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin, the most popular cryptocurrency in the world, Ethereum number 2. But the Ethereum network or blockchain has some challenges. The fees are high and the transactions are relatively slow. So after 4 years, these developers went back to the drawing board to create an even better cryptocurrency and protocol. And that's the one we want to talk with you about today. So they've got a successful track record, a proven track record that has been operating successfully for over 4 years. But now they went back to the drawing board and they created a better protocol. And that's where we are, and that's why we're here today. It's called LGNS, acronym LGNS. It's the #1 cryptocurrency on the Polygon blockchain. The Polygon blockchain, the fees are very low, 2 cents, and the transactions are extremely fast, within seconds. But I want you to see how well this has done since March the 7th, 2024. So it's been operating successfully for 14 months. So this is not brand new. So over that time, the liquidity has grown to $149 million. This is where the rewards are paid out of. The market cap, the number of coins that are in circulation, is 1.29 billion. We've seen it rise from 170 million to 1.29 billion in 14 months. I want you to see how many holders are participating here. It's over 751,000 wallets connected to this protocol. So this is pretty serious what it's doing here. Now I'm going to go a little further. When you go to that information page, you're going to see another resource that verifies smart contracts. So remember, a smart contract is a computer code. It must do what it's programmed to do. There is a website called Avi that allows you to verify this smart contract. That's where I'm going to go right now. If you click on this, it will take you there. And here it is. So when you go to that site, one of the things that you're going to see here, ladies and gentlemen, is you're going to see a risk check. All right. And you notice all these green checks. All right. Very, very important. First thing you want to understand is that this is a renounced smart contract. What does it mean, renounce? That means that the developers, The admin privileges have been abandoned. The developers cannot take back ownership. They gave up their control to the world. This contract belongs to the world, and that's you and I, ladies and gentlemen. So it is phenomenal. And you see all those green checks. That means a whole lot. All right. So now that's a basic intro to this. But right now, we're going to go right inside of the contract, and we're going to show you some things in real time. So first of all, in order to participate with this, you must have a referral link. It's invitation only. And you must have what's known as a Web3 wallet. All right. So we prefer to use what's known as MetaMask. So MetaMask is what's known as a custodial wallet. What does that mean? No one else has access to your money. You have complete control. So there's a certain level of responsibility that you need to maintain. You need to copy your private words and put them in a safe place. You never share those with anyone. You need to write down your password because there's no password reset. But at the same time, no one else has access to your money within that wallet. And this is exactly what we want. We want complete control over our money. So you can download that MetaMask wallet on your computer or your phone. All right. Now, once you have done that, you can actually enter the smart contract. You can connect your wallet to the smart contract. And so once you get to the contract, this is what you're looking at on your screen right now. There's a couple of things you can do. You can go to the dashboard and you can see the current value of the coin. You might remember this is the same value that you saw inside of DEX tools. So this is updated on a regular basis. Now, these are graphs right here, charts that take a little while to upload because there's so much information. But now I'm going to go to stake, and we're going to use this account as an example. So this account has staked or deposited 107 LGNS. If you put your cursor on this little I right here, you can see that's the USD value is $1,805. Okay, so let's take a look at what a deposit of $1,805 in this staking protocol, what that could do for a person. All right. So what I want you to do is just kind of remember these numbers, 1805. So I'm going to copy the number of coins that are staked here, and then I'm going to go down to a calculator. So here's a calculator right inside of this site. And I want you to see something here. This is going to compound at the rate of 0.2867 8 hours. Every 8 hours. What does that mean? It's going to compound upon itself. So what you earn tomorrow is more than what you earn today. What you earn the day after tomorrow is more than what you earn tomorrow because it's compounding. Compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world. This is where you and I want to be. So I want to put in the number of coins that this person has staked within this platform. And you might remember it's 1805. But because of the compound interest in 7 days, at the current value of the coin, this would grow to 114 LGNS and the value of $1,917. So a nice little profit there, over $100 in just 1 week. All right, how much did they put in? About 1805. So now, without this person ever doing anything, they don't have to log in every day. They don't have to refer to anybody. They don't have to talk to anybody. They are earning money while they sleep because of the power of compound interest. So in 1 month, at the current value of the coin and at this compounding rate, that would be over $2,300. In 6 months, that would be over $8,400. And in 1 year, ladies and gentlemen, it would be over $41,000. Without you ever talking to anyone, your money working for you while you sleep. How is this possible? It's staking. It's nothing new. It's been going on as long as cryptocurrency has been going on. It's just that you didn't know about it. I didn't know about it. And we found something really special, a renounced smart contract with a successful history. All right. So this is why we are so excited. Anyone can participate here. Now, I'm going to give you just a few examples here. All right. And the purpose of this overview is an introduction. As I mentioned, we've got other in-depth videos that you can watch. I've already provided you with those resources, but let's just take a look at a few things. So what is the minimum deposit that a person can make here? It is $125. So we know that the current value of the coin is about $16.80. So if you divided that by 125, that would be 7.5 LGNS. So I'm going to put 7.5 up here. All right. So I want you to think about maybe a Christmas fund. All right. So you got $125. Instead of letting it sit in the bank somewhere or under your mattress, you deposit it into this staking platform. And so first thing that's going to happen in 7 days, it's going to grow to 133. In 1 month, without you doing anything or talking to anyone, based on these rates. And by the way, these numbers are going to vary. And everything I'm sharing with you is for entertainment and educational purposes. These numbers are going to vary. All right. So what is that? That's 163, excuse me. In 6 months, it's approximately 591. But let's look at 1 year, ladies and gentlemen. It's over $2,800. 125 grew to approximately $2,800 without you doing anything because of the power of compound interest and this innovative concept called decentralized finance, staking without the middleman. All right. So that's an awesome Christmas fund. There's probably a ton of other things that you can do because that 125, if you went out to a decent dinner, you would blow that. That money's gone. You never see it again. But here it can grow for you and it can work for you. Let's go a little further. Let's say you started with a $500 deposit. Let's just take a look at that. So we divide 500 by 1680, which is the current value of the coin. That'll be about 30 LGNS. And you can see in 7 days, it would grow to about 535. In 1 year, ladies and gentlemen, over $11,000, give or take a few hundred. All right, that's $500. Let's go a little further. What about $1,000? That'll be about 60 LGNS. $1,000 in 1 year, that's over 23K. What could you do with that? Pay that car note, pay that car off? All right, I don't know. It's a ton of things that you could do, right? Let's go a little further. What about $5,000? Let's try that. I'm going to go over here. And so my mouse sometimes acts a little funny. All right, I got it. Let's go back over here and let's do $5,000. That would be 298 LGNS. And you can see in 1 week, that's over $300 right there. All right. So just imagine you deposited $5,000 over here and you just created a recurring income for yourself of $300 a week. And it just keeps repeating itself because you'll never spend the 5,000. You're only spending the earnings. All right. So you just created $300 a week approximately simply by depositing here. So many different ways that you can look at this. And we'll talk about that a little later. And there are training calls that go through some different ways. But $500 in 1 year, ladies and gentlemen, $5,000 in 1 year, that's 6 figures. All right, now here's the thing that's interesting. We deposit money in the bank, and the bank uses that money. They trade it, they loan it out to other people, they charge them a pretty good interest rate, but they don't share that with us. They don't share those profits with us. They give us less than 1%. All right, so when you deposit money in the bank, you're a customer of the bank. When you do something like this, you become a partner of the protocol. That's the difference. Do you want to be a partner or do you want to be a customer? That's the difference. Okay, let's go a little further. Let's do 10,000. So 10,000 is the Mac Daddy deposit here. What could 10,000 in a protocol like this do for you? So that is about 600 LGNS. Okay, so first thing you're looking at, about $700 a week. You just created a recurring income of $700 a week from that 10 grand. Isn't that interesting? All right, but let's go for the entire year. Look at this. That's over 200K from 10 grand. You've been considering buying that car and spending $10,000 on that car. Well, maybe instead of spending 10 on that car, you go buy your hoopty for 1,500 and you put 8,500 over here. And then in a year, you go buy you the car that you really want. So many different ways that you can approach this. All right, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to go to a very unique Excel sheet that we have. And I'm going to show you how much of a deposit you would need to make in order to pay your entire monthly budget, ladies and gentlemen, without talking to anyone, without ever going back in your pocket again, and being able to do it month after month after month using this staking protocol. All right? Would you guys like to see that? If you'd like to see that, type a 10 in the chat box. If you would like to see that, type a 10 in the chat box. I just want to see if everybody's still here, if you are awake. Okay, maybe you fell asleep. It's been a long week. Okay, you're getting ready, go back to work tomorrow or whatever. Okay, so now I want to use an example. I want you to give me an example, an estimate of what your budget would be. All right. So what is your monthly budget? Go ahead and type it in the chat box. What is your monthly budget? I'm going to show you how much you could deposit here in order to cover your entire monthly budget, ladies and gentlemen. All right. All right. So the first one I see is 3,500. I'm going to roll with that. Okay. We'll start with that. So give me a second. I'm going to change my screen here. And I'm going to go to a very special calculator that one of our team members created who is really good with numbers. All right. So we call this strategy, we call it eat off the table. So what is that? You have a deposit, and from the earnings, you're living off of that without ever touching the principal. So the first number I got was 3,500. So how much would you need to deposit here in order to cover your entire monthly budget of 3,500? Well, look at this. If you deposited $2,500 and you let it compound for 180 days, ladies and gentlemen, 6 months, you let it compound, your principal balance would grow to the point where you could withdraw $3,500 a month and never touch the deposit. All right, 2,500. Who would have thought that you were that close to covering your entire monthly budget? All right, but let's just say you didn't want to wait 180 days. Let's reduce this down to 90 days. All right, I'm gonna put 90 days in here. How much would you need to deposit then? $5,400. So $5,400, you let it sit for 90 days. Every month thereafter, you would be able to eat off the table or withdraw $3,500 from your profits to pay your entire monthly budget without ever touching the principal. Can you see that? All right. Now I saw another example, and I saw an example of 6,000. Let's go ahead and put 6,000 there. Now, I'm almost done, but we're not done, because I'm going to bring a couple of our current members on to share their testimonies with you. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and let's do 6,000. All right. So now, if you deposited $43.50 into this protocol and let it compound for 180 days, the 7th month forward, you'll be able to withdraw $6,000 every month to pay your entire monthly budget, and you'll be able to do it month after month after month because you're living off the earnings and your principal is intact. Let's say we reduce this down to 90 days. All right. Then how much would you need to deposit here? $9,400. All right. There you go. Now, some people, they started off with, they wanted to do a budget of $4,000. Check this out. They had a monthly budget of $4,000, and they wanted to be able to pay it the very next month. All right. They only wanted to do it. They only wanted to wait 30 days. All right. How much did they need to deposit? $10,000. They deposited $10,000, and on the second month, they were able to withdraw $4,000 every month thereafter to pay their entire monthly budget, and the deposit is still there to continue to provide that that income for them to be able to take care of their entire monthly budget. All right. Now, listen, I've been working online for over 15 years, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen a lot of things. And unfortunately, there are many bad actors. But I have to tell you, in 15 years, I have never seen a program as transparent, as low risk as this. because one of the things that you can do, you can totally eliminate any risk by simply withdrawing your deposit after your account has doubled. It'll take anywhere from about 77 to 80 days for your account to double. So say you deposited 2,000, it would grow to 4,000. You withdraw the 2,000 out. You're completely whole. You have zero risk moving forward. And you can determine what's best for you based on your tolerance. Okay? In order for you to get started, ladies and gentlemen, you have to reach out to the person who invited you. They will take the time to literally walk you through the process to show you how to get started. We don't even want you to do it on your own. All right? We're going to walk you through it. That's the best way. You're going to need two things. You're going to need a MetaMask wallet that you can download on your computer or your phone. You can simply go to YouTube and Google how to download a MetaMask wallet on your PC, on your Apple, on your iPhone. Just watch that video and go ahead and set it up. Next thing you're going to need some crypto. So any type of crypto, Bitcoin, we like that. You're going to get that Bitcoin and have that Bitcoin ready. The person will show you how to convert that into the Polygon that you're going to need in order to participate here. So two things you're going to need before you get started. You need that MetaMask wallet and you need some crypto. All right. What's the minimum? $125. All right. The person who invited you here can walk you through the process and train you at the same time. Periodically, we'll have some training sessions as well. You'll be notified about those. So listen, that is all we have. We really appreciate you being with us on a Sunday evening. We want to cut you loose so you can spend time with your family. But again, reach out to the person who invited you here if you have any additional questions and to get started. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Make it a great week. Be safe out there. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.
That is stress-free. There's no requirements for you to go out and tell another person to get your approximate 3% every 8 hours in LGNS. But just like a great movie or a great meal you have at a restaurant, you tell another about it, here the platform rewards you for it. So I'm about to pass it off to Carl and Sarah to talk about building strategies. Sit back, relax, take notes because it gets real good. Before we do that, I want to reiterate, these are just our opinions, our experience, and our strategies that we have came up with since being in this platform. Not much longer than you, for many of you. So this is not necessarily something that is recommended by the platform because remember, it's decentralized. There is no support or no one to make these type of recommendations. But we want to give you what we have learned in our experience. So with that, I'm going to pass it to you, Carl. Take it away.
Great, thanks, David. So I'm going to talk about the two different parts of the compensation plan. Now, the first part, or basically the introduction, the very first part that you get into is the spiderweb income. Now, the spiderweb has some qualifications. It requires you to open up levels with additional sponsored wallets. So basically, this is a uni level. So it's unlimited with 13 levels of depth. And for each part of this one here, you can earn generational rewards. Now, how it kind of works is, I'm going to move to a different slide just to kind of show you what it does. Okay, so your main wallet, this being you at the top here, you would have to have $125 in LGNS staking. Now, it says $100, but we recommend an extra $25 buffer because crypto goes up and down in price. And if you fall below the $100 threshold, you get disconnected from your commissions. And then you won't get reconnected until you come above that threshold again. So we recommend an extra $25 buffer for everybody that wants to do this business. We've seen people drop below. It's no fun. We don't want to see people lose commissions. You're in here to make money. So the best thing to do is have that extra buffer. So for the first level, if you have $125 or more in your main wallet, you'll be paid on all your direct referrals across up to 16%. Now, we say up to 16% because it can vary based on the markets. If these particular wallets, maybe they're yours, maybe there's some people you shared it with, maybe it's a combination of both. So maybe you start to refer to those wallets, or the people you shared it with do. And now they've gone to 2 levels below you. You would then need to upgrade your staking to 325. So basically add an extra $200 so that you're at the $325 threshold. That will allow you to earn from 2 levels. 3 levels, you would have to again increase your staking to 525 for 3 levels and add an additional sponsored wallet. So for every level, you need to add additional wallet and up your staking level based on this chart that you see here, right here. To max out this, you would need to have 15 or more personally referred wallets. Again, they could be your own, they could be people you know, they could be a combination of. And you would have to have at least 10,025 staking in your wallet to be paid on all 15 levels. So I'm going to leave that one for you to just kind of think about, okay? Now, this is generational pay. What happens is it opens up now for you to be able to get what we call the DAO rewards, Decentralized Autonomous Organization. Now, this is where they call them missions. So looking back on here, each one of these dots you see here is a wallet, but it's also a mission. So we're going to look at these as being missions, all of these here. Once you have 3 missions that have generated $50,000 or more in LGNS staking at any given time, and they stay above that threshold, it then opens up additional revenue of 1 to 5%. These bonuses are paid over and above what the spiderweb pays. So it looks something like this. So you have 3 wallets here as an example. You know, 5 wallets, sorry, 3 of them have 50,000 or more. Now this is combined. This could be 100 different ones with 500 in them. You know, it could be any kind of combination. We just use some big numbers just so that we can put a slide out. But again, you know, you can even have someone that makes a $50,000 deposit. We've seen them done already in our teams. So this gives you an opportunity to now earn an additional stream. And this one's really, really cool because what this does is this is your entire uni level. So you could have 5 personally referred, 10, 50, 100, 1,000, 10,000. What happens is they don't go to 15 levels. they go to infinity. There is no stopping what goes, and you are paid on all this volume. Now, you see the red X's there. You're still going to be paid on them. But what happens is, going back to the previous slide, that this 1 to 5% is based on what growth is happening in these legs. Now, in a lot of businesses out there, you know, when you get volume in, the volume just kind of stays there, right? Waiting for you to add more. Well, you could actually stop right here with 5 of these. And all of these legs organically over time will go to 50,000, to 150, to 300, to 500, to 1 million. They won't stop. And the uniqueness is that you're going to get here eventually anyways. And then you're going to get here. And then you're going to get here. And then here. And then here. Time is what's going to tell you how long it'll take for you to get there. Now, I want to go into a strategy that came into my head after Sarah had mentioned something in one of our calls about 2 months or so ago. She talked about her own personal, basically bank accounts of things that she could do. One of them is Christmas. You know, she asked me not to do this, but I have to bring her on. So Sarah, I need to bring you on because it doesn't have effect if I just do it on my own. So Sarah, can you explain what started this?
I sure can.
Sorry, dear, we have to do it.
Yeah, I'll do the quick version. So my Christmas fund. So as many of you know from previous calls, I am a mom of 4. So Christmas is always a fiscal stressor for obvious reasons. So when I was looking at this calculator and I was crunching numbers like I do, and I realized I could start a wallet with a $125 deposit and allow that to compound out for a full year because I started this program at the end of December of 24. And I saw that I had the potential to have over $3,000 off of that $125. I just went crazy and I went back to Carl and said, this is absolutely amazing. And what if we started doing wallets for various, Carl calls them bucket list items. So that's how this whole ball started rolling. And then Carl, I'll let you take it from there.
Okay. So this is what this diagram is all about. Okay. I want to start small like this. Lots of people go, well, what about 500? What about 1,000? What about 2,000? Here's what I want you to look at what kind of potential can happen from just 4 wallets with 125. So that'd be a total of $500. What this can actually do. Let's say you're somebody that is just burnt out from sharing things with people and you just want to do it all on your own. And we have lots of people in our team that are burnt out. I'm going to tell you, you won't get so burnt out after time because you are going to go verbal diarrhea on people with this stuff. I'm telling you, it's going to be insane. You just won't stop talking about this. But here's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about this wallet right here, this main wallet. This is your big nest egg, okay? Now, for you to go out and refer 3 wallets of your own, okay? So this can be done in any kind of strategy. This particular one is just for those that don't want to share with anybody. They just want to do everything on their own. And then your wheels are going to turn and you're going to see. So 125 in each wallet right here. Now I need to go back and I need to show you the calculator again. Okay? Remember, this is that $125 approximate that we talked about. Bringing it out for a year, $3,000. Well, you're saying, well, that's not anything close. Well, we need to go 1 more year. Okay? Now we're just talking about $125 now, right? So now we're going to put that in there. We're going out a year. Now you're at 77,000. Now I need to go back to here. And then I have to go back to here. About the 50,000. Remember what I said. Every wallet is going to gradually get there. And in about 20 to 21 months, all those wallets, including your main, will hit the 50,000 mark in there. And that will generate an extra 1% out the gate. But it's not going to stop because the wallets are still going to compound. And over time, they're going to hit 150,000. Whoops. And then they're going to hit 300,000. And then they're going to hit 500,000. Then they're going to hit 1 million. Let me just show you that proof. Okay? So back to the calculator again. Guess I should have done this a different way. Okay. So let me just go back out again. I'm just going to type 206 in here. Oops. Okay. And now we're going to be at, again, the 21, 22, 24 month mark. Now it's 76,000. Okay. Now we're going to put in 5133, 5133. You see where you're at right here? Each of those wallets are at that because organically it grew. So now you're at the venerable state. Okay, so we've got to venerable. And some of you are asking, well, how do I get to master? Well, believe it or not, I got one guy in our team that is actually on his way to master. You see this? This is how you get to master. You can do this all on your own. This particular individual in our team has 15 wallets, but he's built them this way here. And again, all at $125 or more in the wallets. He may have more in there now, so it's accelerating his time frame because he's got more in there, so he's getting more rewards daily and everything. But you remember what I showed you at 36 months? 36 months, all these wallets will be at 1.9 million, just organically. It's just mathematics. The difference is that master requires 9 wallets under the 3 of them in total. And just to kind of give you an example, when you have this done in 36 months, these wallets are making 30% of whatever's in them. Imagine 30% of $9 million. Oh, wait, plus another 3 wallets here. Oh, crap, what about this one? You know, some of you might be saying, well, that's insane. It's impossible. Nothing's impossible. Mathematics are there. You can see by the growth of our the depository treasury of almost 600 or 700 million. By the end of the year, our depository could be $2 billion. And the reason I say that anything is possible in here is for the simple reason is that when people are making point, you know, whatever this is your 0.3, you're making that every day. And it just keeps going and going and going and going and keeps feeding your total. Just keeps feeding. This doesn't stop until you stop it. How do you stop it? You click this button, you click max, and you go here and game over. That's it, done. You stop the train. I don't see anybody clicking that button and clicking this one. I can see them saying unstake and maybe put 20 in there and take out. But I can't see them clicking this button and then clicking this button. So this is why I share this with you. I don't think I need to go any further than this. You know, there are so many different examples going on. Imagine if everybody you shared this with started doing the same thing. Well, guess what happens? You become a master over and over and over again over time. And this is just straight mathematics, folks. because that's what a smart contract does. This one in particular, that's locked, where nobody can get into the treasury. So this contract will pay exactly what it pays without any manipulation. So I think I'm going to pause it there for that, because Sarah has something. Remember this. Remember you, this main wallet. Remember this. This is very, very important as we get into the next topic. So I'm going to stop it here right now and I guess see if we have any questions before we move to eat off the table.
Excellent. Nope, there was just one question in the chat, just clarifying the photo you had showed a few moments ago that had 13 wallets and referenced a member with 15, but we did clarify that this is decentralized, so you can have as many wallets as you would like.
Oh, I should probably just make one more statement. I know David talked about it. So I need to go back just a few slides here to this one. Okay. Traditional network marketing would never allow you to have more than one position. The reason for that is because of pass-up commissions. That would drain the pool too fast. But here, each wallet is independent of the other, which means there's no pass-up. No, your sponsor, their sponsor, that don't get anything. What you don't collect, they don't get it. It stays in the contract. Every wallet has to go through the same process. They have to have one wallet sponsored. They have to have the amount staked. All that has to happen. Otherwise, it's unclaimed money. And that's what happens. There are some other things that you should be aware of as well. Okay? So you're out sharing this with people. And you share it with people, and they start getting very excited, and they go and share with people. But all of a sudden, they drop below the threshold. So people will ask, well, what happens if that happens? Here's what happens. Not only do you get disconnected from them, you get disconnected from everybody that's below them. You cannot collect. And this is the importance of staying above the threshold. So if you sponsored 20 people and 19 of them fell below the threshold, and they all built teams, all that commission is put on hold until they come above the threshold again. Them and anybody connected to them. Nothing's passed up. Everything stays in the contract. And you might be saying, well, that's not fair. Well, if they didn't do that, we would be in a contract that would literally end very, very quickly. Because that's what we're talking about of how you drain the treasury. It's because of nonsense like that. When you disconnect everything. Want to reconnect? Up your staking so that you're all reconnected again. And it all comes back. Guess what? Same thing happens with the DAO. Any of these people get disconnected, now all of a sudden, you're not a V1 anymore, or a V2 or a V3. As soon as they come disconnected, that entire line gets disconnected. This was brilliantly put together. This is why their previous one is still going after 4 years. This one here, it will go as long as we want it to go. As long as we're still staking, it's going. And there's nothing that's going to stop it. This is a runaway train. Okay.
Brilliant, Carl. That is excellent. And one thing, and Carl said it, and we all said it, Sarah said it, everybody, that's why it's so important to make sure that you leave that extra little buffer there in case of fluctuation. It's like LGNS is a token. It's being traded. You could see it on DEX Tools, DEX Screener, just like Bitcoin. More people sell, price goes down a bit. More people buy, price goes up. Same thing with this token. And just to let you know, LGNS every single day is the #1 traded token. Well, I should say most every day on the Polygon network. Okay, number one, you can go on there. You could see it on the deck screener. They have a really nice thing. You can actually click on it and you could see all the top tokens that are being traded. And you can bet, that LGNS will be sitting on top each and every day. I don't know if we could show that, but whatever. You can go check it for yourself. You just have to go to deck screener and you can go check it, deckscreener.com. And it tells you everything, the price. You can see all the trades. You could see everything going on with this. So this is a real, a real active token. There we go. Now you're going to see, you got to click that top orange button up there. There you go. Look at number one, LGNS. Okay. And all the other ones.
You look at our competition.
Yeah, it's not even close. It's not even close what's going on here. And that is very good because that makes a very healthy contract. Also, as everybody had mentioned before, every time you sell, there's a 5% withdrawal fee, like there is in everything. There's always fees in cryptocurrency. So this is 5%. Guess where that 5% goes? Goes back in the contract. So it's just making itself more and more healthy. So this whole ecosystem was built to keep itself flourishing all the time. And in turn, us as well, protecting us, shall we say, giving you, like Dave says, the soft pillow so you can go to bed at night saying, you know what, that's great. I really feel comfortable with this. The fact that you can unstake anytime you want. You don't have to call anybody. You don't have to send anybody an email. Can I do this? Can I do that? No, you are in full control. And like we kind of coined, you become your own fund manager here. And I think that is so important. I like to have control of what I'm doing. I don't want anybody else. If I'm doing it, I want to be proud of what I do. If I make a mistake, hey, okay. But here, that's really hard to do. I have to be honest. And as you're building, you can change. It's so versatile. You might start off with one scenario and you might say, you know what? I've been listening and a couple of people doing it this way because we have a whole community now sharing, coming up with ideas and sharing ideas. You can take on somebody else's idea and incorporate it into yours. So simple, so many ways. And you'll learn more. For the new people, you will see the power of this, how, versatile it really is. And for the ones who have been here before, and thank you all for being part of our Telegram group, because now it takes the pressure off us. Somebody goes in and asks a question. We have people in our community that are actually answering the questions. And this is great. That's what a community is all about. So you're in a really great place here. And it is just what I consider a spectacular protocol. And with that, I think I'll pass it back to Sarah, see if we have any questions, Sarah.
Excellent. Thank you. All really powerful points. We have gone ahead and dropped two very important resources into the chat. You're going to see the 90-day plan link that is packed full of tutorials and how-tos and contract addresses and just lots of information there. Definitely a link to save. You're also going to see our team's Telegram channel, which Mark just spoke about. It's a great resource for finding additional videos and asking questions amongst the community. I don't see any other questions in here at the moment, so I think we can move on to the eat off the table. Excellent.
Oops.
So
let me get, my slides are all screwed up. It's a good thing this is a beginning of this.
That's okay. Please be patient with us and forgive us for this is the first time we have done a combo of the passive with the strategy known as the builder's call in one fell swoop. So eat off the table, very popular option, very sought after and requested example here. As Carl had mentioned when he was doing his self-referral system, and he kept circling that top wallet there that said main or you, and was discussing why it was so important. This strategy is in reference to that main wallet. We called it eat off the table. Now, what does that mean? That means as you're going through, excuse me, and you're building your stake account, how can I take profits and how can I actually utilize those profits while still maintaining my stake balance to continue to earn money? As Dave likes to compare it to, the golden goose. You certainly would prefer to eat the eggs that the golden goose gives you versus popping that golden goose in the oven. You're not getting any more eggs that way, right? So the main top table. Tonight, we're going to do a $500 deposit example. You can see here on the screen that is 33 LGNS. Now, we found that number by taking our deposit amount of $500 and dividing that by the market value. For tonight's entertainment purposes, we're using $15 round for ease of number. So 33 LGNS would be our starting point. The estimated return section where you see the 33, that represents your main staking wallet. 33 LGNS to start. We bring this out to a 1-year mark, again, to capture the magic of the compounding. You can see here, after 1 year's time, we started with 33 LGNS. We've allowed a full year of compounding without touching it. And we are ending with 822 LGNS. Now, because this calculator limits us to certain durations and parameters here, we're going to take, that resource is so powerful, Carl has it right on his clipboard.
Gee. I got to do it over again.
That's okay, out to the 1 year.
822.
822. So because of the limitation in this calculator, we take the 822 that we ended with after the 1 year mark, and we just simply return it up into the estimated return area to begin our calculations again. We're going to do a 1 month example on this, Carl.
1 month? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So again, to recap, we started with a $500 deposit. We allowed a 1 year full compound, and we ended that year with 822 LGNS in our stake account, our main wallet. So here we start with 822 going into the beginning of what would be the 13th month. If we allow that 822 LGNS to compound out for a 1 month period, you can see we started the month with 822 LGNS. We ended the month with 1,070 LGNS. Now the question is, how many LGNS did I earn in that 1 month period? We're going to take our end point and subtract our start point to find out what the difference is. So 1070 minus 822. We have made and profited 248 LGNS in that 1 month period. But what does that mean? 248 LGNS times the current market value of $15 is going to give us $3,720 profit in a 1 month period. Now, why is this amazing and so magical? Because while you can take that $3,720 and do whatever it is you would like, you can stake it, you can take it. You can utilize those funds to open up wallets underneath yourself if you're trying to work on building a larger volume of self-referred wallets. You can take half of that and leave half of it behind to increase your 822 stake account. The magic in this is if I take that $3,720 that I've earned in that 1 month, that 822 LGNS that I have sitting in my estimated return, in my table, in my main stake account, if you will, I haven't touched that. Can I? Yes, I can. However, in this instance, I'm leaving that 822 LGNS there to rinse and repeat for the next month. I am simply profiting and capitalizing off of just my earnings. These are my eggs, if you will. My goose, my 822 LGNS, she's still sitting there getting ready to give me an egg the next month. And that is the eat off the table. Again, that was a $500 start deposit projected out for a 1 year. And then subsequently, $3,720 profit per month on and on. Does anybody have any questions on the eat off the table?
Well, the only one I see is I love it. That's a good comment for sure. Oh,
Excellent.
George. George says I will retire in 13 months.
That is fantastic.
And
Yep.
David had a big whoa, I guess that is. A lot of O's and W's in there.
I love that. Oh, yeah, Arnie, I see. Heads up, Carl, in the 90-day link, it does not reflect the new Zoom schedule. So just FYI on that.
Oh, I have to guess refresh that. It does. You have to refresh the page a couple of times.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I actually looked at it and it did reflect it, but maybe it was a
It could
different
be
thing.
cookied. Some people might have it cookied.
Okay.
So I can just kind of show you that it is actually there.
Awesome.
So,
George says facts.
yeah. So
Yes, Ernie, valid point. Although I used a 1 year example, in actuality, you can do it at any time. That is absolutely correct. You can play around with your deposit amount. You can play around with the duration of time. And I will go ahead and address the elephant in the room here. There's been a few comments asking when this calculator coined by David, thank you, the Saraculator, will be released. It will be out this week. The calculator is done regarding the calculations and the functionality of it, and it is beautiful. I'm very excited. I just want to do a couple of tweaks with the prettiness of it, if you will, the aesthetics. And I promise it will be released this week, though. It is phenomenal. I tried to give everybody as many options as possible. I actually just added a section that allows you to say, hey, I want this much per month. So how much would the deposit be? It's just a phenomenal resource. So that is going to be hot off the press this week, I assure you.
Fantastic. We're looking forward to that. Everybody is. And don't forget too, when we're showing all these different things, you can add in to your deposit anytime you want to accelerate things. If you get a tax return, if you get a whatever, couple extra bucks here or there, and you want to throw it in, you can accelerate this whole thing, because don't forget, the more you have in there deposited, the more the compounding is going to be, and it's just going to move everything that much quicker. And I think, Sarah, you'll be able to somehow figure that in too.
That's already in there. Already in there, boss. There's a section in the long-awaited Saraculator that also allows you to, giving a little teaser here, you will be able to say, hey, calculator, what if I add X amount of dollars at X amount frequency? And you can even do manual deposits and withdrawals at specific timeframes throughout whatever your projected time frame is, be it 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, whatever your heart fancies.
Wow.
It's very powerful. It's very powerful.
Well, everybody's going to look forward to that. So, and again, keep in touch in the Telegram group. Okay, that's where you're going to see all this. That's how, everything is going to be processed in the future. When we do things like this, it's all going to go through Telegram. So be sure to sign up, get in there. Well, you don't have to sign up, but, join the group and become part of the community in there, and have fun with everybody else. Everybody's having fun in there, and we invite you to become part of it.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, this has been a really good first combo call, I would say. I'm going to go ahead and give a moment in case anybody's trying to get into the chat. If you are on your computer, you might have to move your mouse around a little. You'll see the chat icon on the bottom. That will open up the chat box in which you can free type in there. If you are on your phone, you're likely going to have to tap your screen to illuminate those icons on the bottom and then follow the same procedure.
We are taking questions via chat, but if you have a testimony, go ahead and raise your hand. It ain't the same without a testimony. Now, I don't know if you are familiar with the way that a church is done, but there's something about when people testify. So we don't want it just to be us talking, you guys saying, wow, that's great. We got a lot of people on this call who have experienced it, that's been in for a couple months, who has powerful stories. So if you want to give a couple words, we would appreciate it. Go ahead and raise your hand and we'll unmute you and we'll hear your testimony.
I know George. George says he's so excited about this program. I don't know anybody in the room who wouldn't be. Eli, the Telegram link is a community resource. We have some videos in there. The community kind of comes together to answer questions and guide each other through, various things that somebody else might be able to answer. It's a sort of, I don't want to call it a support, but it's an additional resource, if you will.
Yeah.
Yep. And we're just the organizers because we're just members, just like all of you. We are in a decentralized platform, which means there is no support. So we have taken the bull by the horns and decided to organize a resource center, if you would, so that everyone could come and be able to participate and get everything they need there.
Right. Maybe it's the mom in me. My name is Crypto Mom. I just like to help.
And there's categories in there as well, just so you know. There's one for the pools. So I'm kind of, I'm trying to keep my eyes on that. So if anybody has a question or whatever, put it in there. We'll look at it and we'll get anything that you put in there, we'll try to answer it. And honestly, we've even had, like I said before, our community members, because some have been in now for quite a few months, they're answering the questions. And I love that. And you can do that as well. So get involved. It's a lot of fun.
Mark, there is a question. Sarah, do you want to handle that?
Yeah, I actually was replying. So the question is, I made 3 deposits for April. That means I have 3 chances to win the monthly pool. That is correct if you did enter through the lucky hash. You're very welcome, Nelly.
And good luck to you.
Yes, good luck. We always throw out 4-leaf clovers out in the in the Telegram group to everybody that asks questions about that. And it's coming up. It's going to be a couple of days, and we'll find out if we have any winners on the team. I know last month we did, and I'm excited to see who's going to win this month.
Yeah, we need somebody to dethrone Mark. We need someone to win 11 times.
And I'll be happy to give the crown to somebody else. Believe me, I think it's great. And I know we have a couple of people that, they're kind of quiet about it, but they've actually won quite a few times. Not everybody wants to go and, and tell everybody. But let me tell you, there's people that are very, very close to, to catching up. And that's great. We love it.
Fantastic. We do have a question here that says, where can I get a link if I want to join? Lido, you want to go back to whoever invited you to this Zoom this evening? Had difficulty signing up on my laptop. Is it easier signing up with the cell phone? I personally, and this is just my own preference, I do not use my computer or laptop for anything of this nature. I use my phone. I found the phone to be flawless. And the reason for that is digital wallets are actually intended for mobile devices. And when one uses them on a computer, you're actually utilizing an extension of the wallet. And sometimes they can act fussy depending on, what internet browser you're using and what digital wallet it may be. So if you had difficulty, you may want to switch over to your cell phone. Perfect. Okay. Unless Carl, Mark, or Dave have anything else to add, I'll give one last final call if anybody wants to raise their hand for a testimonial. Or, There we go. See, every time I love this. It's like watching the pot of water boil. Every time I say it, we've got a hand. Go ahead, Ernie. Can they unmute Carl?
Yeah, I just asked him to unmute there.
Hey,
Excellent.
I just want to thank you once again, Carl and David and Crypto Mompreneur and all you guys for sharing this. Just wanted to just point out the fact that I started a main wallet just going to be a month on the 3rd of May. And I started 3 wallets underneath it and using the calculator, and everything is calculating according to plan, exactly as it shows in the example. So just wanted anyone that might be concerned or wondering whether or not this is real. Everything is moving according to plan. The numbers don't lie. And I'm just looking forward to the compounding extending and of course, adding more to my wallet that I could stake and increase the compounding. So thank you guys once again.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So I love the chat right now. Everybody is super excited. Yes, a happy part of the Origin family. Perfect. Okay, well, it seems as though we have covered the questions, and hopefully everybody will get accustomed to our new summer schedule here with the Zoom times. Carl, did you want to close it out?
Sure will. Okay, well, thanks again, everybody, for coming out here tonight and finding out more about Origin LGNS. We are now on our new summer schedule where we run from Monday to Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we have a Friday afternoon call at 3 p.m. Eastern. No weekend calls. So I hope we're going to see you again tomorrow night. And when we do, bring a friend. Have a great night, everybody.